Welcome back, pigs! Welcome back to episode 2 of Suladan Plays Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, and I had to do that because I knew it would be a really big mouthful, and I didn't expect pigs! I didn't expect them to still be there. I kind of figured that they would have gone back to their spawn location and not tried to climb the rock. I'm not gonna think too hard on that, and I'm gonna try to remember where it is I'm supposed to go. I think it's this way. Dark Souls 2 does have some, it's a little less linear at the start. Partly because it uses a little, I'm trying to think of whether to call it, that I can't use right now, it's a contraption. Its map design is a mild throwback to Demon Souls, which is the game Dark Souls is a spiritual successor to. Majula is the hub of the world, and there's areas radiating out from that do not connect to one another. In Dark Souls, the whole world was more of a whole, and you'd have, you know, you could see Lost Izalith sometimes if you look down into crevices in the ground, and it felt more connected and alive. Not that there's anything wrong with a hub world, mind you, I just mean that in this case it creates less of a... at the start, it's a little harder to figure out just where you're going. I'll take 75. There are two main directions I could go from here off the top of my head, I think, but I don't remember the exact path to get to either of them, so I'm probably going to... I saw something down there. Oh, so it's just a reflection. Okay. But yes, the world in Dark Souls 2 is a bit less connected than the one in Dark Souls 1, each area being its kind of own thing. There will come... if anything interesting comes of that, I will point it out. But another note to be made from this fact is that you can warp from bonfire to bonfire from the start of the game, which works very well with a hub world, because then you don't have to traverse all the way back to Majula. This is not the direction I was trying to go, and you, sir, were not here before. And neither was your friend over there. I mean, these guys are harmless unless you poke them. They are basically the Black Knights of Dark Souls 1 what I mean, they're not the Black Knights. What I mean is, you can get some good weapons and armor by killing them. Kind of like you got the good Black Knight weapons in Dark Souls 1. These guys are passive, friendly, and as long as you don't attack them, they won't mess with you, so I've never been able to fight them. Now these big guys, on the other hand, are not friendly. They are predictable, though. 3 hits. They use the same 3-hit combo in most cases. I will warn you to be careful that it does reach slightly farther than it looks, but for the most part, they are not too bad one-on-one. There is also a bonfire over here. Bonfire that I often miss finding. Not going to rest at it at the moment because I don't want him to respawn currently. There's an item there. That... oh, also, those are called Hide Knights. H-E-I-D-E, Knight. I should have pointed that out before. Oh! Nope! It's been a while since I fought these guys. Okay, let's not use the dagger on you. You just don't generally want to hover too close to these guys. There we go. There's a reason I wanted to deal with him. And that reason is no longer here. Oh, great. Maybe they moved. Nope. Well, so much for that plan. In the regular Dark Souls, that guy right there dropped an item that would have let me upgrade my Estus Flask. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. I see an item behind me. And yes, they will walk off the cliff if you can so motivate them. Nobody hears that. It's typically not super easy to motivate them to do so without accidentally motivating yourself off the cliff. Cracked blue eye. And yes, it makes a lever appear. There is a purpose for the lever, but I will point that out when we get there. Okay, so it's just a way to invade the world of the guilty. I kind of figured, just wasn't sure. And a Lloyd's Talisman. But yes, you see that arena down there with the very small center. Pulling this lever will expand the size of that arena. There is a boss in there, and you can technically cheese the boss fight if you can see him from here. Guy with a big axe. You can trick him into walking off the ledge. A lot of players will do that, and speedrunners will do that. I honestly wasn't even sure that that was a thing, because in my first playthrough, I had pulled all the levers long before I ever found him. But it's just of interesting and of note. And this is a room I'm not going to go in right now. Can you guess why? No! We're going to jump cut back to Majula. I should show you this. Yes, this is... There we go. Things betwixt, Hyde's Tower of Flame, where we currently are, and then Majula. One other thing of note, where it says bonfire intensity. In this game, each bonfire kind of embodies its own area.
Bearer of the
One moment.
seek the lest this.
And the level of the area denotes the strength of the area. There is an item you can use to boost a specific area's bonfire strength, which basically puts you in a new game cycle. Also, they added the ability to use multiple of these. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit. And I've not got the blacksmith's key. Basically,
seek the lest this.
It's a way to A, fight a boss again, because it'll respawn the boss for the area. B, it'll respawn any despawned enemies. And C, it makes that area technically one new game cycle higher. I never use them because it bothers me to have one area out of sync with the rest of the game, and when you do go to New Game Plus, that area remains out of sync. If I made this area New Game Plus, and then went to New Game Plus, this area would be New Game Plus Plus. That's just not something pleasant to my OCD. Also, if you're curious what the the adaptability is for, you typically, and I know the community is slightly divided on this, more agility means more invincibility frames when dodge rolling. The base invincibility frames for Dark Souls 2 are kind of an abomination. They are usable, and you can learn to use them, but... you know. It's typically... this is also something I didn't find out until... I think my second playthrough. Because I was frustrated and mentioned to a friend of mine that it was annoying how in Dark Souls 2 there were a lot of attacks you couldn't roll through. He's like, you've been leveling up adaptability, right? And I said, no, in Dark Souls 1, the one thing everybody always taught me is never level up resistance, and I was told that adaptability is the Dark Souls 2 resistance. Well, this is not where I was trying to go. That is an interesting man over there, but well, I'll talk to him. This is not where we're trying to go, though. This is a detour. I can't go that way.
Have you business with me?
I found...
The way yonder is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now.
I found the Scotsman.
See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone, do you?
Hint, hint.
See that statue? Hey.
Okay, sir. A life gem and some homeward wounds. Yes, and they seem to have been scrambling for that lever, so whatever's behind this door is clearly something that can petrify. Hello, sir. Not the brightest tool in the shed, are you? I just heard a basilisk. No! No! Goodness gracious, you have more reach than I thought I remembered. They're stronger than I thought. Oh yeah, we're not fighting these guys. Just wanted to show that guy. I thought there was one over here too. Okay, we'll deal with this one too. He punched me with glowing green gamma fists. Okay, that's all that's to be done in here for now. There's nothing else to be done. And, well, I can't get up there. You heard it, right? Yes, that's a basilisk. Anybody that watched the Dark Souls 1 playthrough will probably recognize that sound. The sound of the giant big-eyed frog. With stone turning petrification gas spit. I mean, there are ways you could do it. I guess if you had a compound that would rapidly mineralize on contact with skin, you could spray something with it until it has such a thick coating of it that it would be unable to move and it would basically just be entombed in stone and die, but I don't know how one would go about making such a substance. That's not where I need to go. This is where I came from. That's where I just went. Down the hole is a bad idea. Over there is an unpleasant idea. Go away, pigs! Up here is that. Excuse me, something is going wrong with my recording today. I keep seeing frame rate jumps in it too. I am, once I get clear of the pigs, gonna do a jump cut. Let's the pigs. Maybe that made a difference, who knows. Okay, pigs, you really annoy me for the fact that you're just not leaving me alone. I refuse to kill them, not for lack of wanting to. Okay, let's try this. This is where I came from, isn't it? Or not. Okay, no, this is the path I needed. Never mind. I should also warn you that mimic hunting in this game is a lot different than in Dark Souls 1 for a number of reasons. 1. Wooden treasure chests can be broken by attacks. By you or enemies, be careful fighting their treasure chests. Wooden and metal mimics both have different ways of detection also, which I will point out when we actually get around to finding them. Ah, there we go. Also, if you notice, there's not a orange sign substone anymore. You use the start menu to leave messages. There's also not positive and negative ratings anymore. You just... a rating is a rating is a rating, and it is loud in here. Oh goodness, it is loud in here, isn't it? I will try to get through here quick. Also, be careful not to fall off. As you can tell, a lot of people fall off, and that water is deadly. That is not a mimic. I mean, I knew it wasn't a mimic. But, a lot of people die with that jump right there. I can't be bothered. Proceeds to fall off the wooden plank. But yes, this is how you get to the next area. You were not here before, sir. Hello there. I'm gonna die to the goober that just never stops swinging. Goodness. And the cyclops will be here any moment. The water is what's slowing my movement down enough to keep me in a dangerous position there. Can't climb over that for some reason. Best bet is going to be to get him out of the water without attracting the hollows, which apparently is not going to be too hard. Yo, Tiny, get over here. Yo. Are you just non-hostile? Oh, there you go. You're just blind as a bat. And bats are actually not blind. That's a common misconception. They can see very well in the daylight. Always beware. Oh, hello! Hello! Whoa! Run, you goober! I was staggered enough that I couldn't roll. And I have your knife. You dropped it. Why can't I have it? The conundrum of so many games. Why you can't, like, take stuff from enemies. Unless they drop it, you do not want to get caught by that. There we go. Ooh, goodness. Run, you fool! Fun fact about Dark Souls 2, also, if you completely use up your stamina, you cannot sprint until your stamina completely regenerates, plus, like a half second or so. I don't know the exact, I just know that there is a delay. Which is one reason you want to be a lot more careful with your stamina usage, because running out penalizes you. It's kind of a way to try to punish you for not thinking through your stamina usage. Gotcha. Okay. Now Tiny is dealt with. Watch, there'll be 5 more up the road. Okay, you're dealt with, and there should be a guy with a bow and arrow around here. But what I'm more interested in is this. Oh, Scholar HD is not pulling punches today. I'm gonna regret doing that, because now Tiny is back. Tiny can go away. I'm not messing with Tiny. Okay, Hollow. Oh, thank you, backstab invincibility. Yeah, you remember why in Dark Souls 1 I said I really don't like fighting hollows? They sum up the reasoning rather well. At least now I have a dagger that slings almost as fast, so I got that. You know, that was something I said I really wanted to see. Hello there, sir. And hello, person with the bow and arrow I said I knew was around here somewhere. Okay, now you... Dodge! How are you hitting me while I'm busy backstab? Oh, because that has a longer backstab animation. I probably become vulnerable partway through. Hey, roll! Oh, look, a third one. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is bad about gank wars when it comes to hollows. They will come in groups and slaughter everything you care about. Why did you just turn around? I did not say to turn. Oh, the joys of reacquainting with controls. I don't like using up life gems, but I don't have enough estasis to not be at least a little using in them. There used to be a dead body here that when you grabbed that item would get up and attack you. I think that's the guy that instead snuck out from under the bridge. And that dead body I know is a dead body because I put it there. Also, you can sprint up ladders now, which is a very nice addition. Okay, there's normally a hide knight there, and not near as many items. All of these details. Ah! I backstabbed you without locking on. I didn't know I could do that. You always want to watch the ground in this area as you're walking. There are a lot of hollows that play dead. Such as him. And him. And him. I actually don't know where they're at. I'm just saying and him as soon as they get up. I heard something explode, and I'm not fond of it. I don't want none of it. I don't want none of whatever you got. Also, another thing of note in Dark Souls 2, and it's not as visible with the hollows, but it's more visible with some of the larger enemies. Dark Souls 1 was bad about enemies not tracking movement. Dark Souls 2, there is a bit of a running gag in the community that enemies have magnetic armor that just follows you. Some of the larger enemies will basically just pivot on their heel and not let you a single degree out of right in front of them. Man, if I hadn't been expecting y'all, I'd have been dead. And there's one up there with a firebomb. But, there's actually a comic somewhere that's pretty funny about it, because in Dark Souls 1 you could backstab the Black Knights easily. Hello, sir. You die for kicking me. No, I want item. And in Dark Souls 2, the Hide Knight is the one that's actually used in the comic, but it shows him pull out a sword with a giant magnet on the end, because there are a number of enemies that will do that, and you've got to take advantage of the downtime from their attacks to give you a way behind them. Now, of course, the Hollows are just about the same size as you are, so it makes sense that you'd both have similar mobility in such regards, so I'm not really complaining about them particularly. He's the one chucking firebombs, and he's got armor! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost forgot how to jump. Ah. Love that left stick click jump. There's less of an input delay than having to lift your finger off the dash key and plant it back down. Doesn't sound like a lot of a delay, but there is a delay. Hurrah for a weapon. You know what? I like the cut of your jib, sir. Yep. And they all died. I could jump, but I don't know if I have the health for it. I believe fall damage is percentage based, so I don't think it would instantly wipe me out. But no! I'm gonna die a lot to that. Just so you know, I'm gonna keep tapping the button because I'm used to that from Dark Souls, and then I'm gonna fall to my death. And all of these guys are really dead now, so we can just mosey on forward. To the not a boss. Use a life gem. Be wary of oh, hang on. Making sure that guy in the armor didn't drop nothing. Hello there, sir. There's two of you now. I don't know how I feel about that. He used to be one of them, and that's how you would sneak up behind him. Nah. I accidentally used a stagger attack. I accidentally got both of their attentions. Come on, boys. Was that worth it? Was trying to sneak up on me worth it? What? Oh, hello there. You I didn't know about. Clever. Even more clever. 20 wooden bolts. Which means crossbow bolts, not like bolts you would use for construction. Hey! Hey now! Hey now, fellas. We're just gonna back out of here and talk this out like calm order. Hey, you didn't want to back out, so I guess we can't discuss it like calm, orderly. Hollow zombie things. Life gem. Be wary of up here. And I don't mean that as like, be wary of up here. Be wary of up here. See the legs of the guy who's going to be chucking firebombs. And somebody with a bow. You, sir, were not here before. I don't think. But see, they want you to run forward here and get plastered with a firebomb. Yaha! And my scimitar is gonna break. That's not good. You hold your peace. I'm digging through my inventory. I have no repair power. I guess I got a short sword I could use. I mean, I'm preferential to my dagger right now, but... a little closer than I thought you could get to me with that. I did not know I had the short sword equipped, but okay. You twerp! You had a friend! Oh, you, sir, will die when I get over there. You're lucky I can't get over there right now. Should be a guy over here in hiding. There is not. Everywhere I expect to find somebody, they've not been. Let's see if this buckler does anything better. I mean, a little bit better, quite a bit better fire resistance, I guess. I forget if you can parry arrows. I'm not gonna find out right now. Wow, that arrow flew by quick. Visions of below. Yeah, there's stuff over there to be had, but I'd rather not. I think this is what I'm looking for. No. 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 Aha! You, sir, have been parried. He was hiding over here, and he didn't like that I was ignoring him and his item trap, so he decided to come over here and get me himself. Oh! Someone named Delta. Oh goodness, he's in the turtle armor. Hello there.
Buy something. Anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something.
Appears to be black mist just going into her as she speaks. Or is that coming off her hands? Oh, that's coming off her hands. Never mind, it was a camera angle. Ah, yes. The blacksmith key. Very important. Bright bugs are nice. They get more expensive every time you buy one. There's a limited number of them. And I think she restocks every time you beat certain bosses. They can be great for, from what I hear, I've never actually used one yet, for certain boss fights that are really difficult, or bosses that go into a berserk state, because it basically lets you have a berserk state. And I need that to cure petrification. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. A little bit more item discovery never hurt. Back? No. No, back. There we go.
My name is Malentia.
Hello,
You're a
Malentia.
stranger to this land.
I'm very strange indeed, I've been told.
Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's going to run off. Dranglake's been up a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. When the giants crossed the sea.
Giants, you say?
Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself had nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own.
Very long fingernails.
They say these trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each carcass sprouted new life growing into what you see now. But you hear what they all say? Don't believe what an old hag says. It's high time a of a bargain for you next time we meet that up. It's kind of a
Okay. Since I... I can't remember if it's triggered by buying enough from her, but basically now she'll move to Majula. And I've spent everything I have. So. Well, I mean, not now. She's not gonna, like, change areas as I respawn, because I used the bonfire. But yes, see, now the scimitar is back to full durability. And also going up here is something I often forget to do. Hello there! Ride Saw. Very nice name indeed. If memory serves... There we go. Yeah. The fact that it shook... Oh! Crystal lizard! Crystal lizard! Darn it. Obnoxiously difficult to hit with... As always, dexterity weapons and crystal lizards don't get along. Hollow soldier helmet. Could have swore there was more interesting stuff. How are you people dying up here? Is there some kind of invisible danger? Oh, hello there. Are you? Are you a mimic? You don't look like one. No, you're not a mimic. The key for wooden mimics is you angle the camera so that you can look at the where the lid meets the base, and do you see teeth? If it was a mimic and you opened it, you will know very quickly. That's a little bit lighter. Also, you now have a percentage for your carry weight, which was a very nice addition. It's so dark. Hello, Hollow that wants to kill me. Where are you? Aha, there you are. Knew you were in here somewhere. Hello, Iron Chest. Are you a mimic? You are not. And watch, it'll turn out that they've changed how you detect mimics, and I'm gonna get myself killed. Ooh, small white sign soapstone. I'm gonna die in hilarity. How do you over there? Can I get the aim right? No! Bright side. Bonfire. Oh, hello there, sir, with hollow armor. I really still dislike the fact that crystal lizards are nearly uncatchable unless you use certain weapons. I mean, from a design Hey, I forgot about you, sir. Well, thank you. You have been quite helpful to my cause, and you shall live for this reason. Dark Souls 1 dexterity weapons were kind of notorious for having trouble hitting crystal lizards. What you need is a weapon with an overhead swing. Well, maybe. I don't know. That may work. Also, this wall here is interesting, but we shall not know for why just yet. Also, there is an item box. You don't have to buy it or anything. Boop. 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 I should put that on. I really should. It doesn't look as nice as my cloak. I mean, it honestly looks a little strange, but it makes me find more items. somewhat slightly. But in any case, I think we have made a lot of progress here, and I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I will see you next time.